So, what's Django Fett's son's favorite drink? Boba tea. Welcome to Nerd Daddies.
So this week, we went to see the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Lucky?
It was actually really good. I didn't like the second one, but this one was great. And I think it was 3 hours long, but it just flew by, and it was really funny.
This one's supposed to tie up the series, right?
Yeah, this one finishes it all up. It's kind of bittersweet, but it's well done.
Yeah, I enjoyed the second one though.
I don't think I didn't because I don't know. I didn't like Ego as a villain.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. They didn't make it right. I feel like they could have done a better job with it.
I mean, I will agree it was a weak plot point as far as big bad, but I felt like overall it was still good.
It was just weird to me that he gets powers specifically on the planet, but other than that has no powers.
Kind of like Captain Planet.
Yeah, it really is. Except he's not trying to save the Earth from people not recycling.
Yeah.
So what have you guys gotten into since last time?
Man, I feel like I'm very boring. Let's see, I got a beard trim. Yeah. Well, I mean, so it's been since October since I had my last trim, so I was getting a little scruffy over here, a little fluffy. But it was about time to trim off the old winter beard.
Very cool.
And I know y'all don't go to or really grow out your facial hair, but if you do, and anybody out there who is listening, go to a barber. 10 out of 10, recommend.
Yeah, even though I can't grow facial hair, I've enjoyed when they've shaved me. It feels nice.
I don't think I've ever had that happen before. I mean, mainly from what I've got now, I've just been kind of like trimming it myself to keep it not looking scraggly and shit.
Yeah. Try it one time, Logan. Just one time. I promise you. It's almost like a pedicure for your face.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, I just got a haircut this past Friday, and it literally took her shit, I don't know, like maybe 5 minutes to cut my hair. It was awesome. And it's
Nice.
probably the best haircut I've ever had too.
Okay.
But I guess something else I did this past week. Yeah, I guess it was this past week. Never done it before, but actually ran new lines and a whole new breaker in my panel box, just for a dedicated breaker for my servers. So that's kind of neat. Stupid easy, or at least easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Most people probably wouldn't do that, but you know.
Yeah, that's another level of dedication.
I was about to say nerd alert.
Yeah. But I mean, the annoying part was I couldn't even run my microwave and have my backup server on at the same time.
Okay, yeah, that's a problem.
So I was like, all right, this has got to have its own circuit at this point.
Yeah.
So technically you got an own breaker for your microwave.
No, it's more the other way around. The microwave is on some other circuits in the kitchen, of course.
Okay.
So what do you mainly do with your servers?
Right now it's mainly like I've got file server, of course, a couple of containers inside a Portainer. If you don't know what that is, just go look it up. Running Docker containers and stuff is really cool. Plex server, of course. I mean, that's kind of an obvious. A game server is mainly just a Minecraft server right now, but I mean, I could host pretty much anything I wanted on that. What else? I know VPN. I've got my own WireGuard VPN.
VPN?
Yeah.
That's wild.
And it's mainly just for if I want to access my servers and my network from outside of my house. That's all I've got that set up for right now. And that's pretty much it. I've got a couple other random servers just to play around with different Linux flavors and stuff, but not much else. I've got a lot of horsepower for not doing much at all. So I have a lot of enterprise gear that was pretty much given to me. So
Yeah.
It's definitely a flex.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
a lot of people that can say I have my own server.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, I've got like, let's see, it's a total of 80 cores and 375 gigs of RAM and about 42 terabytes of storage, and I'm
That's
using
so ridiculous.
I'm using like maybe 4% of all of that. So and it doesn't pull that much power, just saying. It really
Yeah, that's
doesn't.
surprising.
Yeah, I looked the other day after I got the new breaker set up and everything, and looked at my backup server, and it said my backup server will be full in 12 years.
That's ridiculous.
So yeah, anyway, so that's new with me, pretty much.
Well, we started playing Final Fantasy 14 as well this week. I had a friend at work that let me know that you could basically play most of the game for at least the full game and the first expansion for free. And I've always I've played it before and loved it, but I just couldn't get into paying the monthly price. But after trying so many different MMOs, you realize like they're not great unless you're paying that monthly price. Sadly.
Yeah. I had some buddies of mine trying to talk me into that, and I couldn't commit to having to pay that monthly price.
Yeah, unless you play a lot, it's not worth it to me.
That's my thing. I'm a casual gamer, so it's just like, uh,
I don't know. I feel like we might end up starting paying for it if we get that into it. But I mean, we'll just have to see, really.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been cool. And then I've been reading the One Piece manga. My friend's been talking to me forever about you need to read the manga on all these animes, and that's like it's just way better. And I never believed him. And then I paid for the Shonen Jump subscription, which is like $3. And legitimately, in about a month, I have read 500 chapters out of the 1,000 there are.
yeah.
Oh wow, that's
And
cool.
That
it's
takes me
so
back.
good. It's so good, and you can just like. I think they were saying like there's a specific arc in the series that is like 200 plus hours. If you watch it by the anime, but it takes you like half an hour to read the entire arc.
Yeah.
So like with how many episodes there are for that anime, I'm like, this is gonna be the way that I catch up on it.
I don't blame you. It's very intimidating. And I love One Piece. It's just talking about commitment.
And what site was it that you said, or what was
I've
the
been using
subscription?
Shonen Jump, and it's great.
Do you not remember Shonen Jump, Logan?
I really don't.
What? What generation are you from, man?
Who knows?
Yeah, I remember Shonen Jump, and I think
Yeah.
I was past that.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out. Like I had a subscription like way back in the day. And like that's where I first found out about One Piece. I mean, a lot of these animes before I even watched the anime.
Because it used to be like a magazine, didn't it?
Yeah, that was like a monthly magazine, and it had like what was it anywhere from 6 to 10 different mangas in it.
Oh wow.
DBZ was one of them. One Piece, Naruto. There was a couple others.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I don't remember it. Maybe I just have to jolt my memory a little bit or something. I don't know.
Well, and it's exciting to me because like, if do you remember when we watched Excel World? Like it pretty much died after like 2 seasons of the anime.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a complete series on the manga, so you can just actually read it and enjoy it. And
Oh, that would be cool because that was a really good series. It's just I know the popularity and stuff just didn't jive well on the anime side.
yeah, I mean, and there was another anime I watched. It was Promised Neverland, and it's great. But after the first season, there's basically like 10 different arcs in the manga. But after the first season, they just cut to the last arc. So like they skip all of the important middle stuff and just basically like retcon the entire thing.
Damn.
Dang. Okay.
No, and so the same guy who recommended me the manga has been trying to get me to get back into. He's been trying to get us to get back into D&D. By the way, Logan.
Oh geez.
And like I think it'd be so the D&D sessions we've played. It kind of everything got very dramatic, and that's why we stopped playing them. But we were thinking about doing a smaller one with him and our friend John, and restarting that because we've got so many like. I remember whenever I started playing Dungeons and Dragons, there was a huge stigma uh, into it because like I told my wife about it, and she was like, "Can you do anything else? Can you play a game?" Or like, I don't think she wanted me to enter that level of like geek or nerd. But like it's some of the most fun I've had. Like it's just I've got so many good stories from it.
Legit.
I just really like the aspect of D&D where you can either play something that is already plotted out, like storylines and everything is already plotted out, or you could do like homebrew stuff, which is cool. Or you could have your own creativity, create the storylines and the battles and all that kind of stuff. It's just cool.
Yeah, that's what I love about it the most too. Is like the storyline is never ending. Like you are the story, like what you do and how you roll as well. Like that's the story.
Yeah, and our DM for the session Logan and I played pretty much did everything homebrew.
Yeah,
And
I even hosted it on my server.
yeah, and so everybody who was playing also kind of just did their own homebrew things, and then asked the DM if we could have specific traits like shout out to John. He played a Rancor. Is that the bird people?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think it
You
was
mean Aarakocra?
Aarakocra. Yeah, that's the Aarakocra. He played an Aarakocra monk, but he was a pacifist.
Oh,
So anytime there was a combat, he would like his turn would be like, I'm gonna walk over to the character I'm playing. Like he would walk over to my character and just clap for me, or he would like he had these he could heal, so he would do that at least. But he would all like he made his character in a mindset where he was like overly intelligent or like compensating, so he would just say the most like extra words, but they wouldn't mean what he thought they were. Um, it was it was a nightmare to play with, and it would piss you off during the combats because we'd be getting our asses kicked, and he would run out of healing points and just kind of walk around and clap.
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was fun, definitely. I remember that one time, I guess it was really when I first played with TJ and his friends or his group that he plays with. I hadn't played since like college, so I was really rusty and didn't know what the hell I was doing half the time. Uh, but I remember, I guess it was like halfway through the night or something like that, and I kept getting, it was either myself drunk or everybody in the whole party like gassed up or lit up with some kind of potion or
That's
whatever.
yeah.
And it was just hilarious because it just kept going on, and I was just like, oh, screw it, let's just do it again, kind of deal.
I forgot about that, dude.
Yeah, that was actually really fun.
That was a fun session.
I would totally do that again to everybody.
That was what's so great about it too.
Yeah.
I so I mean, it reminds me of one of the probably this is the campaign we're currently doing. It was like when like we first started doing it. So I was playing a bard, and a bard who is pretty much is pansexual, which I mean, it's a bard, right? So we're in the woods. We're going to like a temple or something, and we come across s- some type of fae, and they're pretty much having an orgy in the middle of the woods. And my character's like, hell yeah, and goes to run in there and drops his pants, and I end up dying right there. I get KO'd right there in front of the whole party with my pants down.
What the hell?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Bards are just fun.
I was gonna say, why do y'all like playing bards? I don't get the appeal.
Look, honestly, I didn't get it at first either. And this campaign, like I was toying around with different like characters I wanted to play, and I was like, you know what, why not? Like everybody was talking it up, and I was like, I'll give it a try, give it a shot, and it's like 10, 10 times better than I expected. I,
Yeah,
I thoroughly enjoy it.
yeah. It feels like one of the classes that's like more catered towards the role play and like the problem solving and less about the combat.
Yeah,
And it's just like you are the pain in the ass for your dungeon master.
yeah, exactly. And see, that's like I get more out of the role play. Like I enjoy the role play. I enjoy combat from time to time, but like that's where I get my rocks off is role play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is the fun part, definitely.
That's a very fun part.
Yeah. And it's funny like this campaign as many times as like as the bard, the weak ass bard that I've saved party and defeated the big bad, it is like unreal. Like it's the running joke that the bard's the strongest one of the party. And a lot of it's just dumb luck.
Yeah. Yeah, see, talking about this makes me want to play D&D again. It's so fun.
Yeah, I do miss it without a doubt.
Same here. Like our party hasn't played in like almost a year, but they just hit up the group chat today asking like when we could meet up again if possible, whenever we had some free time. Like I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we should definitely look into starting another online one or something.
Yeah, it'd be fun. And I know like Ben's all into trying to DM it, and I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, worth a try.
Yeah. Um,
It's also amazing to see like the height that D&D's gotten to, right? Because I like you mentioned before, like the stigma with it, Alex. Like I had been wanting to play D&D for the longest time, like since high school. But then, like I went to a private Christian school, and it was like very much demonized. Like, and then small town, so there weren't many people around that did play it. And if they did, like it was nobody that I knew, and it was like it was hard to break through that stigma.
yeah, and it's hard to find people too in person if you
Yeah.
don't, because you also don't like you personally don't want to be the one that's like, hey, do you play D&D?
Yeah. And
Because
of
like
course, there's plenty of people in places in town that you can do it at, but it's just, yeah, you just got to know.
I hate having to meet new people. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not good at it.
I was lucky enough, like I worked with a bunch of nerds, and we all been like curious and wanting to play D&D, and we all just kind of like at the same time was like, "Hey, do you want to play?" And we're like, "Hell yeah!" And we all just got together and kind of like went for it, and it stuck.
Yeah, see, that's tight. I legitimately, I don't think I've made a new friend since like high school, and I've just lost them since then. So I'm like, I'm down to like a couple, and I'm like, guys, if you guys stop talking to me, I'm gonna have to hunt you down.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, it's the same here. It's like once you get out of high school and college and stuff, that's when, especially when you become a parent, then friends are more tight knit and
See, and
little less and less, I guess.
Free time as well. Free time comes very sparsely at that point.
Yep, that is very true.
see, and like, have you guys made friends with like? It won't happen for me for a while, because my daughter's not even one yet. But like, are you able to make friends with other parents, or is that kind of cringe?
I mean, I'm not, but truthfully, go like when I drop kids off at daycare and stuff, like everybody looks like they're 10 years older than me. And they have kids that are like the same age or younger than mine. And
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
funny.
I don't know if this would be a good fit or not.
I'm
But
glad
we'll
I'm not the
see.
only one.
But we'll really see once, because kids get at that age when you have to start doing play dates and stuff like that, and they want to go hang out with friends and all that kind of sort of stuff. So, I mean, we'll get to that point probably.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
it's funny. I think we're all a little antisocial. That's fine.
We've
Yeah.
been to a couple birthday parties with our son's like friends in daycare, and like I hate it.
I, I was about to say, I think I'd hate that.
Like,
It's
especially if you don't know, I'm trying to strike up conversations with people you don't know. I'm just terrible at doing that to begin with.
yeah.
So,
And I know most of the parents that are there, like I know they're like total opposite. Like they all fit in this neat little box, and
Yeah.
here I am.
Yeah, see, I'm always afraid that like if I really get to talking to some of the people that I work with, or just anybody in general, like it takes me a while to get comfortable because my sense of humor is dark as hell, and I don't want the people that I'm like trying to be friends with to like get offended by that.
I get that.
yeah, I understand that too.
Um,
Especially like I feel that on a level too because I'm in like leadership role now, and I have to a lot of times I have to catch myself.
Same.
I mean, there are a few people I know I can like josh around with, joke on that level, but everyone else I know I have to stop myself short.
Well, I literally had a meeting the other day where I for some reason like sometimes when I'm nervous I'll just get to talking and just let words spill out of me. And I think I was talking to them and like thankfully my boss wasn't at this meeting so I felt more comfortable. But I said, "Oh, I think everybody thinks I'm a serial killer and I'm not yet." And I work with this woman in her like 50s or 60s and she just gave me the weirdest look.
That's funny. She's probably keeping her eye out on you.
She's probably like he's planning to kill me.
He's about to mark me. That's great.
All right, guys, just a quick break here. We're gonna talk a little bit about Podbreed. Podbreed is a network that is currently helping to share us, get us out there. They're very specific for small podcasts that are up and coming, kind of getting people off the ground, and there's a lot of really cool shows on here. There is the X and Y show. They talk about sexy taboo stuff and crazy stuff that we might not necessarily address here. And there's also Pittsburgh Nerd. They have Sean and Ian in there, and it's they talk about movies, comics, TV, a lot of the things that we touch on, but they have a much different different approach to it. Guys, check them out on podbreeds.com. You can also check us out on there. Make sure to share it with your friends, and it's a really cool way to get involved in a lot smaller podcasts that you might not necessarily see anywhere else.
All right, guys. So now we're going to jump into something new, kind of like into the unknown world of Reddit and all the crazy advice that we could maybe or even possibly get, if it's even good. But we'll see from here. But Alex, you want to go ahead and start?
Yeah, so the story I found this week was a single mom talking about her 9-year-old daughter. Her teacher recommended that her daughter enter into therapy because her father has sporadically been in and out of her life for the past, basically since she was born. Her daughter latches on to other male figures in her life, I guess kind of filling the hole that her dad doesn't fill. And so the mother is actually worried because she doesn't want to enter her daughter into therapy and is asking everybody their thoughts on it and if we think it's really necessary.
Okay. I mean, I would say there's nothing wrong with therapy.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
I mean, there really isn't.
I think that's something that's not talked enough about in our society as far as therapy.
And I guess another point would be is how active is the mom really in the kid's life too? I mean, I know she lives with him probably and stuff, but like, do they just like come home and then they all go to their separate rooms and just kind of hang out, or what?
I was going to touch on that as well, Logan. Like, because I think a lot of times you hear this line about every kid needs two parents. I mean, really it comes down to every kid needs a stable home life. If it's a single like household, parent household, it I think it boils down: is that parent present? Is that parent part of their lives, or is that parent trying to live their own lives and that kid is just out on their own?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
And
I would say, like, as a parent, do not put the stigma of therapy being a bad thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with your kid. There's nothing wrong with anybody who goes to therapy. They just need an outside third party person to be able to talk to. And I mean, you could even spin it with her. She's so young, just saying, "Hey, there's this friend of mine who wants to talk to you, and they care about you, and they just want to have a conversation with you."
Yeah, I think if we as a society could grasp therapy as um, what's a necessity, I think we could come together a lot better and be more wholesome.
I mean, it has gotten better in society, but it's still more of like there's something majorly wrong with you if you go to therapy kind of deal. And even though it's not the case. So
There's normally more wrong with you if you don't go to therapy, because
yeah,
it's not like it's a rare occurrence that this certain person needs to go to therapy. Most people could probably benefit from therapy. I like it's I get being worried about her starting so young, but that comes from the standpoint of thinking it in a negative light, where it's really not negative, and like anybody could benefit from it.
Yeah, and it's okay to not be okay.
oh yeah, 100%. And it's okay to get help
Yes.
Yeah,
with anything, even if you're the happiest person in the world. You can go talk to him. Who cares?
you're
Yeah.
You
not weak
might.
because you ask
Yeah,
for help.
yeah, exactly.
Because your
You're
mind can
weak
be,
if you can't ask.
yes, your mind can be a dangerous place.
That is very true. How do you think we come up with so many horror movies and stuff nowadays?
Yeah,
True.
Some
scary.
psycho shit.
scary.
Yeah. All the Saw movies? I mean,
Oh
who
gosh,
comes up with that shit? I'm serious.
can't say nothing. That like Saw, like that was my shit during college.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
I can watch them. I can't do the like I'm gonna gross you out horror.
I was there for it, and greatest story like with the Saw movies. So like I think by this point, this was what, freshman year in college, or it might have been my sophomore year. I had like by then it was like 4 movies, 4 or 5. I had all of them on DVD. I had best friend in college. He came to my dorm room that night, and he'd never seen the Saw movies. So like we started watching them, and the first movie where the doctor's cutting off his foot, like he poor Everett, he like throws up right there in the middle of the room, like he couldn't handle
Oh
it.
God.
That shit was funny as hell, but also nasty.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I can't.
But the killer in that movie probably wouldn't have been so insane if he went to therapy.
there you go.
Point made.
Exactly. All right, so I'm gonna go a little bit away from more dad parenting advice, but I mean we might be able to steer it that way, I guess. Whatever. But this one starts out with urgent. I'm stuck in a chicken coop.
The fuck?
And he goes to he kind of goes on. Is like, I'm aware I'm an idiot. I was feeding my friend's chickens while he was out of the country in China, and the door had latched behind me, and I can't get my hand through the fence to unlatch it. I'm literally stuck in the chicken coop itself.
That's a nightmare.
He's like, I could break the door and it would let all the chickens out, but it's like freezing temperatures outside, and it's at this point it's nighttime, is what he's saying. He's like, what else should I do? And he's like, of course, the worst comes to worst, I could break the door and just kind of like essentially jerry rig it back up or whatever. And he's just not sure what to do.
Did he not call anybody?
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hot take, you posted it on Reddit. You can call somebody.
Exactly.
That was my
And then,
first thought.
and then of course the post was updated like a couple of days after that, and saying he's like, after spending an hour in the chicken coop establishing my own system of egg-based government, the police he finally called the police, and they came out and opened up the door and let him out.
Okay.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you just why wouldn't you do that in the first? I was gonna say you should sit there and try to like make yourself the god of these chickens and
Yeah.
establish
Well, I think
like
I mean I
hierarchy.
think the main thing is he was more scared of letting the chickens out, not knowing what to do and how to get them back in.
Yeah.
And other than that, yeah, he's a complete idiot.
Maybe he was too embarrassed. He didn't want to call anybody, and then them tell his friend that he locked himself in the chicken coop, and then his friend wouldn't call on him to help him again. Maybe that's where he was getting at.
I mean, I could see that because that could be pretty embarrassing.
It's a story people would talk about for a
Oh,
while.
oh yeah, without a doubt.
Because I don't know why else you would go to Reddit first.
Yeah, no,
I mean, you
that's
can't go
just
to
stupid.
Facebook because that's too like people would know you on there.
Yeah,
But
I guess.
Reddit, people wouldn't know you.
So yeah, I'm gonna go the route that he was too embarrassed to tell anybody.
But damn, then the police came out though. I mean, that's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's still embarrassing to have the police rescue you out of a chicken coop.
Dude,
Exactly.
chicken coop. I don't know if y'all have ever been in a chicken coop, man. Those things are, it's nasty as hell in there, man.
Especially if they're not kept up. They can. I mean, chickens shit everywhere.
Oh, geez.
Man, it's hot. Like, not just like as far as temperature, like the stank and everything. It just makes it all hot and sticky in there.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Slightly off topic, but we went to the zoo today, and I saw a goat shit for the first time.
Oh god.
Wait,
And I straight up, I looked on the ground and I was like, oh, they're feeding them like blueberries.
God.
He straight up poured a bunch of damn black Orbeez out of his ass.
You've never seen a goat shit?
It was disgusting.
Well, yeah. Like, I don't know what animal shits and it's not disgusting.
That's fair.
I mean, I don't know an animal that doesn't shit. So
My shit feels artistic.
Your shit feels artistic?
Yeah, usually when I poop, for some reason, I hear like Victorian music in the background. It's the whole thing.
Oh, man.
I don't even know what to say to that.
As many stories that involves you and shit, that's scary. Straight up.
Yeah.
I'm horrified. So I guess I came across two stories, and um, so I'll go ahead and tell you this one. This one was a guy said he recently learned that he had an 8-year-old son. Apparently lives like 15 minutes away. He said he had his suspicions about it, but wasn't like quite sure and wasn't going to put it out there. But I guess here recently, the mother finally broke down and told him, and now, like since he's found out, he's wanting to form a relationship with the kid, and I don't know if also it's something that the mother is pushing, but that's what it kind of sounds like. But he goes on to say like it's not a unique experience, but he feels the deep desire to like get to know the kid, to protect him and respect his feelings. Uh, it really he's like going into this like kid's 8 years old, so the kid's already like pretty much halfway grown, right? So he's wanting to know like, is there any advice for him? Uh, Especially just now finding out he's a father.
Um. So first things first, I think, as sad as it sounds and as bad as it sounds, I would probably try to do some kind of a paternity test. Not to say that this woman's lying or anything bad like that, but and it's not it's a bad thing, but it's a positive thing. A lot of single mothers will look for somebody to be the father figure for their kid because they want the best for their kid. So just make sure what you're getting into is legit. Um, like I said, I know that sounds bad, but there are a lot of interesting people in the world.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the best thing to do.
It's I don't think any of us could relate to that story, but I mean, it's fairly like that, like waking up one day and then like hearing you have an 8-year-old son. I don't like that's like the whole world crashing down around you.
That is true.
And I think you just have to, as far as establishing a relationship and everything, you just actively trying to be a part of their life in whatever way is comfortable for you and the mother.
Yeah,
Um, is just kind of the way to start. It's not going to be any specific like, oh, go buy the kid 8 Christmas presents and 8 birthday presents to make up for all the time you've lost, so you can start on a good foot. It's just about actually putting in effort.
yeah, being present and yeah, making an effort, not just being present, but making an effort. And he did say in here, and I might have left it out, that there was also a father figure or a man in his life. I guess the woman's boyfriend or now husband has apparently been a part of his life, helping raise him. But I guess it kind of sounds sketch. Like you wait 8 years, you have another significant other, and then you tell the father, like you wait 8 years, then you tell the guy that he is a father, has an 8-year-old son.
Yeah, that's
That
odd.
almost sounds like she's trying to put the kid off on him.
Yeah, or get, I mean, get some kind of funds for it.
Compensation.
Yeah. So I mean, I would still start with the test, just as a good jump off point, and then go from there.
Oh
yeah, definitely make sure it's your kid.
yeah. And that seems to be a story I hear a lot too, though. Not like along those lines, but very similar.
Yeah. Yeah, I've known people that have a child way too young, and then that sounds bad, way too young. Have a child when they're still in high school, and then just ask, or basically tell every man that's ever been in their life, like, "Hey, you're the dad," just so they feel like their kid has a dad, because they don't feel like they can be enough as a parent.
I feel like that's giving the kid a what's I can't think of the word here.
It's really like not healthy for the kid to constantly like, "Oh, you're my dad. Oh, you're my dad. Oh, you're my dad."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not healthy at all.
No.
We don't want to be put on Jerry Springer. If anybody knows what that is nowadays.
I don't think I ever saw it. I know of it.
That was if you were sick and stayed home from school, that's like 9 times out of 10 you were watching Jerry Springer
yeah, no joke.
or the Maury Show.
Now I know the Maury Show.
Okay,
It wasn't as good as Jerry though. Maury's show was more of a like pregnant. Like, is it your baby or not kind of deal.
yeah.
Oh, see, I like this.
See, Maury didn't start off that way. Maury was like it was more of like the serious type of show or whatever, and then it turned into the like, is he the father? Like
Well, yeah, everybody loves the messy stuff.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean,
And-
TMZ wouldn't literally be a network without it.
That is so true.
yeah, fair enough.
All right, so for this week, our father face-off is going to be a daddy debate. We're gonna be it's gonna be TJ versus Logan discussing, since we passed May the 4th. We're gonna be doing a Star Wars themed debate. It's gonna be Jedi versus Sith, with TJ being for the Jedi side and Logan being for the Sith side.
This shit is going down.
This is the way.
And I am judging, even though I have literally no. Well, this works out because I have very little knowledge of this. So you guys are going to be convincing me that your side's cooler, doper, or better in whatever way. So, Logan, do you want to start with your opening statements about the Sith?
Sure. So, the Force is a formidable ally to all who use it, giving them powers that allow them to do all kinds of amazing feats, of course. And of course, the Jedi do pretty cool stuff with it. They also hold themselves back and limit a lot of stuff that they do. The Sith, on the other hand, they don't really have those kind of limits that the Jedi put on themselves. And they kind of use it in a truly phenomenal way. I mean, Force lightning. I mean, who the fuck wouldn't want to use that? I mean, it's pretty cool shit. Then, I mean, Darth Vader does it all the time. Other people do it too on the Sith. I mean, you could force choke somebody and they don't even know what's going on. So, and of course, the Sith have mind powers where they can kind of play games with your head, and it kind of helps them be more dominant against their enemies.
All right, powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. TJ, what is your opening statement?
Okay, so I'm not going to come with you with propaganda here because that's all the Sith has is propaganda. Like, if you want to draw a parallel, from the Sith to the big bad to the world to our current events is easily done. The best way to describe the Jedi is a noble order of protectors. They're unified by their ability to tap into the power of the Force. And George Lucas himself has said the Jedi are warrior monks who keep the peace in the universe. So what's not more badass than a warrior monk? And they use all their force for good and all about balance. Who can't like what's you can't argue against balance. And the Sith is chaotic. There's no order whatsoever to the Sith. That's why there can't be more than two within their ranks. Like you had with the Jedi, you had a whole Jedi camp.
I mean, I can't really say anything. I mean, the Jedi, let's start this way. The Sith, they aren't tied down and have so many restrictions like the Jedi do. Yeah, they do have the rule of two now. That wasn't always the case. Back in the old Republic days and stuff, the rule of two was not there. And to go along with that, the galaxy is a vast place. While, there's a bunch of individual Jedis may see a lot of that, most of them are just go where they're told to, and they don't really do anything outside of what they're told to do. And the Sith, they don't have to do that. So they get more experience with being able to travel and do more things on their own versus than what they're told to do.
I don't know what to say to that.
Here's another thought for you. The Sith, they just look cooler. I mean, they have cooler looking outfits. Their lightsabers, the hilts and everything are so much cooler looking. Where Jedi's just look like old hermits with brown cloaks and shit all the time.
Hey, that is bullshit. That is derogatory. You take that back. Yoda is more than a whatever the fuck you just said. Jedi are just as badass, if not more so. I mean, Ahsoka Tano, like, come on, dude, she's badass AF. And then Anakin started off as a Jedi, and he was
and
most powerful Jedi.
and then he found the better way.
Yeah, he was weak as fuck as a Sith, dude.
That's because he didn't learn the right way. He learned from the Jedi first,
He was
which
easy.
made him weak
He was
to
easy.
begin with.
Talk about he was easily manipulated. He was constantly in pain because of the Emperor.
He was in pain because he got his legs and arms chopped off, but we won't go there because his his new ones were a lot stronger and helped him.
Well, yeah, he was a dumbass who tried to go after Obi-Wan, who had the higher ground.
Eh, that was in the past.
But like, Sith can't get anywhere without manipulation. At least the Jedi know, like, as far as that's why they push the whole, like, you can't have a family, can't have like, a whole life outside of the Jedi if you wanted to be a Jedi, because you could be easily manipulated, and it shows with Anakin.
Hey, whoa. Okay, so here's the thing. Jedi's are, I mean, the Sith, they're not hypocrites. And they have more focus than the Jedi. So essentially, the Sith are allowed to have the potential to flourish and become better within the Force. Where the Jedi, not really. They're kind of held back by their standards and their old ways. Um, the Sith, they're straight up equal opportunity employers. Just saying. That's pretty much a straight way of putting it.
What the hell?
The Sith, they build their coalitions, they employ anyone they can to help them get to their quests and complete their missions. While the Jedi, they pretty much were always backed by the largest government, which was the Republic, and they based everything off of their resources. So they kind of didn't, they kind of just got everything handed to them. They're kind of like the little rich stuck-up kid,
What?
where the Sith are not. They have to. They're more the middle class type of worker.
That's the very republic that the emperor took over and built the empire. So he just built on top of what was already there, and he relies on the empire to spread his fear.
It wasn't fear; it was unity.
Oh
He
my!
was trying to create one just happy culture.
Yeah, unity with fear.
Nah, no fear.
No
Simple. It was
fear.
simple. It was simple.
No fear. He used the damn clones to fire upon everyone. They were killing small, like Jedi, kid Jedi's, and they killed every Jedi.
Nah, those were rogue clones. We
Oh my god!
already discussed this with the councils and everything. Those didn't count.
That was the Order 66. That was built into their DNA for Emperor Palpatine to like call on to take over the Republic.
I plead the fifth.
Heck, got nothing, man. Also, Jedi. I mean, what's more Jedi than Samuel L. Jackson as a Jedi?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Lord Malik was pretty cool looking up until Revan like slashed his mouth in half and other stuff.
Other stuff.
But hey, man, Old Republic Sith, the way to go.
Yeah, yeah. If we're arguing Old Republic Sith versus like Empire Sith, yeah, maybe. But that's like fucking Jedi here, man. They are the force of good.
I'm still gonna stick with the Sith. They are just cooler and stronger.
All right, so I got two questions to kind of throw in here, and I want you guys to debate off of this.
Oh,
So,
oh no. I'm
why
scared.
would Jar Jar Binks strive in your order?
Okay, so he pretty much handed the Republic over to the Empire to begin with. So he is part of this is.
He is controlled chaos, which is perfect.
Yeah, I mean I can't argue with that. But also I guess his connections is really what was a good force for Jar Jar for the side of the Jedi.
All right, and then why is your side sexier?
Because you get to choose what color, or you have more than one choice of color for lightsaber. If you go over to the dark side, if you're Sith, all you got's red. That's boring as hell.
I mean, our outfits can be pretty damn cool looking. And I mean, who doesn't like a cool outfit?
Okay, so Obi-Wan, if you take a picture of Obi-Wan, young Obi-Wan, and put it side by side by Jesus Christ, there's no difference. So Jesus was a Jedi.
I don't even know how to argue with that one.
Exactly. You can't argue.
I feel like we need to let everybody else determine who's really the winner on this one. But
Yeah, I can't decide. You guys leave us a comment on Twitter or leave us a comment on any of our streaming platforms we're on, and let us know who you thought won. I think both of you had great points. Logan, the fact that you you compared the Sith to an equal place or equal workplace is hilarious.
and you
I
know
think
what? I'll post this on our website and stuff, the episode. But I'll tag along the kind of my notes about the Sith, just to kind of maybe help sway your opinions.
Okay, that's like if that's not propaganda, I don't know what is.
Hey, there's no fake news here.
Oh shit! Come on, man.
All right, you guys want to get into favorites of the week?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right. I can start. My favorite of the week has been shocker Final Fantasy 14. I've had a lot of fun with it, and weirdly, I've chosen to be the white mage, and it's a lot of fun. Just being able to play a good MMO for the first time in forever is just nice. And we've been so obsessed with competitive shooters that getting away from that a little bit has just been a nice change of pace. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. I have to say my favorite of the week is being able to be off this weekend. This would be my third weekend off in a row, and that doesn't happen very often, especially as of late. But especially this weekend, like it was a fun-packed weekend. We went to the CFC game yesterday, soccer match, and that was a blast. And just to be able to see our son enjoy himself and have fun at a sporting event was great. And then today, all the fun adventures we got into, building a sandbox and staying outside most of the day was really made my weekend, made my week.
Very cool. I guess the biggest thing this week is I've really dived back into more of my VCAP certification, which is a VMware cert for data center virtualization. So trying to get back up to speed on that stuff. Even though I work in it every single day, I just, figured I'd go ahead and start getting back on that path of at least getting the cert for it. So it's been pretty fun playing in labs and stuff like that. So
Well, guys, remember to follow us on Twitter at NerdDaddies. Click the notification bell on any of your streaming platforms. We're pretty much on them all.
and of course, check out our website, nerddaddies.com.
And don't forget to come back here in 2 weeks for our next episode.
See you guys then.
See ya.
Bye.